Did you know your brain has a bad habit of gaslighting you? Seriously, there are things you swear you remember clearly that never, ever happened. Not a glitch in the matrix, not a government cover-up, just your grey sponge lying to you with a straight face. In this video, I'm going to tell you 8 bizarre ways your brain invents memories, and why you should probably never trust yourself on what you ate last Tuesday. Number 8. The false flashbulb everyone remembers, where they were during the big event, September 11th, Princess Diana's death, or the time Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. You can probably picture the exact chair you sat in, the mug of coffee in your hand, even the tragic state of your hair. Except most of that detail is completely fabricated. Psychologists call this a flashbulb memory. It feels like your brain took a Polaroid photo of the moment, but in reality, it's more like a bad photocopy that gets fuzzier every time you look at it. You fill in gaps with guesses, emotions, or straight-up lies, and then seal it all up as the truth. The scary part: people testify in court using these memories. Imagine convicting someone because your brain decided to invent the smell of popcorn in the room. Basically, your neurons are less like photographers and more like fanfiction writers. Number 7. Déjà vu's evil twin. You've had déjà vu, the eerie feeling that you've lived this exact moment before. But its sneaky cousin is déjà vécu, the false memory that you've already experienced entire sequences of events. It's like your brain is running reruns of a show that never aired. What actually happens is a timing error. Your memory system and your perception system fall out of sync, so your brain files now into the already happened folder. And once it's in there, you believe it with full confidence. Some people with epilepsy or brain lesions get stuck in a permanent loop of déjà vécu, trapped in an endless Groundhog Day that never actually occurred. For the rest of us, it's just a creepy reminder that your brain is less like an archive and more like an unreliable Netflix algorithm, constantly recommending episodes you never watched. Number 6. The Mandela Effect. Okay, raise your hand if you remember the Monopoly man wearing a monocle. Got it? Now prepare to feel betrayed. He never had one. This is the Mandela Effect, when huge groups of people share the same false memory. It's named after Nelson Mandela because thousands of people vividly remembered him dying in prison in the 1980s. Except he lived until 2013. So either we all slipped through a parallel universe or, more realistically, the human brain is just a terrible file clerk. The Mandela Effect shows that memory isn't about recording reality, it's about reconstructing it. Your mind uses cultural cues, conversations, and other people's mistakes to build a version of the past. Basically, you're playing a collective game of telephone with your own neurons, and nobody wins. Number 5. Childhood Fabrications. Do you remember being 3 years old and having a deep, profound moment of clarity, like staring at the stars and realizing how big the universe is? Yeah, that never happened. Psychologists call this childhood amnesia. Most of your early childhood is a blank slate, but as adults, we can't stand not having a story. The kicker is, the more times you retell the story, the more you believe it. So your brain stitches together fragments, photos, family stories, and whatever Pixar movie you watched on loop and passes it off as your memory. That one memory of you bravely feeding ducks at the park. Probably just your aunt's Polaroid doing all the heavy lifting. Basically, your childhood scrapbook is less autobiography, more fan-made fiction. Number 4. Implantable Memories. Here's the terrifying part. Your brain is shockingly easy to trick. Researchers have shown that simply suggesting a detail like "remember the time you got lost in the mall" can make people recall an event that never existed. The brain loves a good story arc. If a detail fits the vibe of your life, your neurons will roll out the red carpet and welcome it in. And once it's there, good luck evicting it. In fact, there are whole studies where participants remembered shaking hands with Bugs Bunny at Disneyland. Sounds adorable, except Bugs Bunny is a Warner Brothers character and has never set foot on Disney property. Your brain didn't care. It just said, sure, giant rabbit in Mickey's castle. Checks out? So yeah, your memory isn't a database. It's an improv actor, and you're the gullible audience clapping along. Number 3. Dream confusion. You ever wake up convinced that something from your dream actually happened? Like arguing with your roommate because you definitely borrowed my hoodie last night, when in reality, it was just dream you being dramatic. Dreams hijack your memory systems while you sleep. They're vivid, emotional, and tied to real people you know, so when you wake up, your brain sometimes files them in the real-life events cabinet instead of the weird subconscious nonsense cabinet. That's why you sometimes carry guilt, grudges, or even new ideas from dreams into waking life. Basically, your brain is like that one friend who can't tell the difference between a movie plot and reality, except that friend is also in charge of your decision-making. Number 2. Memory by photos. Let's be honest, half your memories aren't yours anymore, they belong to your phone's camera roll. Studies show that when you constantly photograph something, you're less likely to actually remember the event itself. Instead, you remember the photo and build a story around it. Think about your last vacation. Do you really remember standing on that beach, or do you remember scrolling through the filtered picture you posted on Instagram? Worse, old photos can overwrite your real memory. Maybe you posed next to the Eiffel Tower in 2015, but the only reason you remember the day is because of the angle your cousin forced you into. Congratulations, your brain has outsourced your life story to iCloud, and it doesn't even back it up properly. Number 1. The confidence trap. Here's the cruelest trick of all. The less accurate your memory is, the more confident you are about it. Psychologists call this the confidence accuracy paradox. Your brain doesn't give you a warning label that says, this one might be fake, and no, it doubles down, telling you, oh yeah, this absolutely happened. Bet your life on it? This is why a witness testimony is so unreliable, and why people will argue to the death over details like, no, the couch was blue, not green. Spoiler, both of you are probably wrong. Memory isn't a courtroom transcript, it's a badly edited TikTok, stitched together with missing audio and random filters. So, what's the takeaway? Your brain is less of a truth machine and more of a drunk storyteller at a family barbecue, loud, confident, and mostly making stuff up. The real lesson is this: being safe isn't about clinging to stability, it's about adapting to the fact that your mind is constantly rewriting your past. If this video made you question everything you've ever remembered, good. Hit that subscribe button, because forgetting to subscribe would be the real false memory. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.